Hi, I'm Niall from GulfStream Boat Sales. Today we're taking a look at a 2005 SeaRay 335 Sundancer. It's in very good condition throughout. It's absolutely loaded with options. The spec on it is pretty much as high as you can get. And it's for sale at the minute because the owner's just not getting the time to use it. It only did about 5 hours, I think, last season in 2011. So the owners decided to just to move the boat on. We're going to take you a walk through the features on board. We'll show you how the boat runs in the water, get you a look in the engine bay, yeah, you can see what this boat has to offer. It was first sold in 2005. It's fitted with twin Volvo KAD300 Diesel engines. It's got a diesel genset on board, so you get 240 volts power away from the dock. It's got air conditioning on board with reverse cycle heating, so heating and air conditioning. It's got everything you could want in a boat this size, and it would make a perfect step up for somebody moving from a smaller sports cruiser like a 24-25 foot boat, just looking for that bit more space for your family on board. Because it's a US boat, it's got an open plan layout in the cabin here, so it's nice and spacious. It's got space for 6 berths in sort of 2 cabins and the dinette, which converts as well. It's got a nice big galley area, and the cockpit's very well laid out as well for sociable seating arrangement and stuff like that. The boat runs really well on the water. It's well suited to either coastal cruising or inland, it's just a really nice boat. It's a great size for somebody that's looking to use it for extended weekends away, sort of to widen your cruising horizons. The engine hours on the boat at present are around about 204 hours, so the boat really hasn't done very much work. Mechanically, it is in excellent condition because the equipment hasn't been used that much. It's obviously been it's in great shape. It would benefit because the current owner hasn't used the boat very much in the last couple of seasons. It would definitely benefit from a full service at the beginning of this season. Yeah, I mean, there's a few areas, there's a couple of little bits of spots of mildew in the cabin here, and there's a few scratches and scuffs on the gel coat, but the boat is priced competitively to reflect that, and if the new owner's prepared to put in a little bit of time and work and spend a little bit of money, they can have themselves a fantastic boat, and a great value boat at that as well. Starting at the stern of this boat, it's an integrated swim platform which is almost 3 feet wide, so it's a good big size. It's got an incorporated swim ladder on the starboard side, and we've also, everything's non-skid molded here, and it also incorporates some snap davits for fixing a dinghy onto the transom, so it makes it nice and quick. You just clip the dinghy on and then you can swing it up to line it across the back of the boat. Also on the stern here, you can see we've got nice big heavy cleats. I mean, this is a SeaRay, so it's probably the best American sports boat on the market. The quality throughout the boat is second to none. It's really good quality stuff. All the hardware is really well secured. The whole thing's just well manufactured and well put together. We've also got a storage locker here, and this incorporates the shore power hookup point as well. So it means that you can keep your shore power connection is kept in, keeps the deck sort of clear, means that nobody can trip over and pull the cable out. We've got a freshwater or hot and cold water transom shower that stows in there as well. Also, it's a nice sociable layout. You'll easily get 5 or 6 adults around that table, and it's all a single level as well. One great feature about this boat is it has walk around side decks on both sides of the boat, both port and starboard. So we've got little integrated steps up onto the side decks there, which are molded non-skid, so it's safe underfoot. And then whenever you actually do get up on the decks, we've got handrails, which is a feature of the boat throughout, because you get well-placed handholds the whole way through. The helm on the boat is really well laid out. It's a nice comfortable seat position. In terms of equipment, there's really nothing else that you could add other than what's on this boat. It is absolutely jam-packed with gear. We've got the full range of marine instrumentation, giving you all the data you're going to need on the twin Volvo KAD300 engines. And in addition to that, we've got the typically high quality SeaRay switchgear. These switch panels are some of the nicest ones you'll find on any sort of sports boats. You've got controls for the engine, hatch, your accessories, bilge pumps, blowers, trim tab controls. We've also got all your onboard lighting for the cockpit and deck lighting control here. We've got horn control, wipers, control for the anchor windlass. It can be controlled either from here, or there's also foot switches on the deck there. In addition to that SeaRay gear, then this boat is also fitted with a Raymarine C70 chart plotter, and it has the optional radar scanner hooked up as well. Radar is not something you tend to find that much on a boat of this size, but it's a really good addition, especially if you want to use this boat for offshore cruising. That radar is a great thing to have. We've also, in addition to that, then we've got the Raymarine ST60 speed and depth log, which communicates with the chart plotter, and we've got a Ray D215 DSC VHF radio also. The boat's fitted with a side power bow thruster, which we have a joystick control for here on the dash. We've got a Clarion remote control for the stereo. That's the head unit's located down in the cabin, and then we've got your standard Volvo EDC controls as well. So it's EDC system. It's full digital control and fly-by-wire throttles and shifts on these two KAD300. So it's all the equipment's right up to date. I mean, this is very similar to the latest generation EVC Volvo controls as well. So everything falls easily to hand. The steering wheel has a lovely wooden effect top and leather trim, and it's well laid out, and it's a real driver's boat. On trials today we were getting just over 34 knots on top speed, and that, I mean, the bottom could probably do with a bit of a scrub as well, which would raise that a little bit. Minimum planing speed is around about 15 knots. With the trim tabs down, you can throttle right the way back to almost 1500 RPM and just cruise along at about 14-15 knots. And it's a fuel efficient boat as well. The hull shape is really well suited to coastal cruising. It's got a good deep-vee. It's got a fine forepeak, and it sits sort of level in the water, so it meets the waves on the forepeak of the bow as opposed to further back. So it really does minimise any sort of slamming effects. Runs really well through a bit of a chop. Easy engine access is important on any boat, and this SeaRay certainly doesn't disappoint in that department. We've got an electric hatch lift on the dash. You don't have to remove any seat cushions or seats or anything. You just check it's clear and push the button to lift the hatch. There's quite a lot going on in this engine bay because of all the equipment on board, but the access to the main service points is still pretty good. We've obviously got the twin KAD300 engines, turbocharged and supercharged, which give the boat great performance. We've also got a collar 5 EOZ 5 kilowatt diesel genset on board as well, so that's going to give you 240 volt power no matter where you are. Each of the engines and also the genset have their own individual Raycor heavy duty fuel water separating filters with bowls to catch any water that you need to drain off. So as you can see, they're easily located, and it means you can keep a close eye on your fuel supply. We've got a big battery bank in the boat. We've got 4 110 amp hour batteries for your domestic and starting systems. We've got fresh water and black water tanks in the engine bay, full macerator system on board the boat. Access to the cabin is gained through a sliding door, and then we've got 3 nice wide steps that bring us down into the cabin itself. We've got a couch on the starboard side with a removable table that slots in the floor in front of that. On the port side we've got our heads compartment, and then forward of that we've got the galley area. In the forepeak of the bow we've got a nice big double fixed berth with storage underneath. And just down to our right as you come into the cabin we've got the aft cabin area. You will notice that there's lots of handrails located all the way through the boat to keep yourself safe and secure whenever you're moving around underway. The galley on this boat is really quite big. We've got plenty of worktop space. We've got a microwave oven there. We've also got a dual voltage refrigerator. Lots of drawers and cupboards for storing your bits and bobs out of the way. We've got a stainless steel sink and faucet also, with quite a large sink. And we've also got a covered hob, which is it's an electric hob with 2 rings. The forward berth in the boat is fixed, so it's a fixed position there. We've got a couple of convenient steps to get easy access up onto it, and it's got individual reading lights. We've got an opening port light overhead, which is big enough to double up as an escape hatch, and we've got a hanging locker here on the starboard side as well. Up in the forward berth area. You can separate it from the main cabin by closing the privacy curtain. The layout of this boat is really nice in that it's a completely open plan from the forward part of the cabin right into the aft cabin area. So it gives the boat a nice spacious feeling down here. It's really well suited to family use. If you've got kids running around and things whenever you're trying to prepare a meal on board, it means that they're not going to be tripping under your feet, but still feels like everybody's all together in the cabin. The lounge, the settee on the starboard side there is big enough to get about 3 or 4 adults around it, and then you've got the added bonus of this boat of an additional seating area in the aft cabin, which we'll take a look at in just a minute. You will notice that whenever you do come down into the cabin, it's got a nice wide floor area between the galley and the lounge area, so it means that 2 people can pass easily. Doesn't feel cramped or crowded whenever you're down and moving around the cabin. So here we are at the aft cabin. Like I said, it's nice and open plan. During the day you can have it set up as a seating area just like it is now, and there is full sitting headroom for adults in there. And we've got a couple of individual reading lights and things there as well. And then at night time you can slot in the filler cushion to make it up into a nice big double bed, and you can separate it from the rest of the cabin with a privacy curtain here just behind the steps. We've also got a bit of storage, again more cupboards in here for storing bits and bobs, and yeah, it's like a little bonus saloon in the main cabin, and it's a really comfortable berth at night time. The heads on board this boat is really quite spacious for a 30 to 33 foot boat. We've got a manual sea toilet, we've got a sink and vanity unit with a couple of different cubby holes there. In one of the cupboards we've also got a power socket for 240 volts if you're on a shaver or charging a razor or something. We've got an opening port light there as well. A nice little mirror. This head also doubles up as a shower stall. It's fully lined and drained, so you'd have your showers in there as well. So yeah, there's plenty of elbow room in there, and you can really use this whenever you're away from the dock. The general condition of the fixtures and fittings in the cabin, and the seat upholstery, and all that type of thing is excellent. It's really just like new. Everything is present and works as it should. Nothing's broken or missing or anything. We've even got the carpet protectors on the carpets. The only thing that lets it down a little bit is the mattress protector on the forward berth, but apart from that everything else is perfect. The curtains, the headlining. So there you have it. This SeaRay 335 Sundancer would make a fantastic 33-foot sports cruiser for somebody who's looking for something that can go a bit further in, spend a bit more time on board in, and generally be a great cruising boat. It's loaded with all the creature comforts you're going to need to spend extended periods of time on the water in complete comfort. I mean, you've got your air conditioning and reverse cycle heating, you've got your diesel gen set, twin diesel engines which give great reliability and performance, radar, chart plotter, VHF, all the things you're going to need for extended trips away. The boat is in great condition. It does need serviced at the start of the season, and a couple of very minor issues of tidying. The mattress cover on the forward berth being one, and depending on how picky you are, there are a couple of little scuffs and scrapes on the gel coat that if it was my boat I'd probably want to tidy those up. But apart from that, the boat's in great condition. It's got everything you're going to need. In terms of covers, it's got a tonneau cover and camper canvas covers. It's got all the carpets and carpet protectors, and everything that came originally with the boat is still here and present. So I do have to apologise today about the sound quality, because I know it's very windy out there today, and the sound quality hasn't been brilliant. I have ordered a new microphone for my camera, which I'm hoping to get next week, so from now on we shouldn't be troubled as much by wind noise, but I know it was a factor today, so I apologise about that. But hopefully you got a good idea of what the boat's like, and yeah, if you want any more information, or you want to come and arrange to have a look at the boat or arrange a sea trial, please don't hesitate to get in touch with us. Thanks for watching.